Hi! Welcome back to my channel. As you could tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be doing a fun Animal Crossing tier list video. I'm hoping that from this video I somehow manifest an announcement from Nintendo about a new Animal Crossing, fingers crossed. I don't know. We'll see, but regardless, I think this would be a lot of fun. There's never a bad time to appreciate and love all of the Animal Crossing cuties. But before we get into the ranking, to get ourselves in the mood, we obviously have to smoke. I'm not going to be showing any of this on camera for obvious reasons, so use your imagination. To those participating at home, cheers! Well, now that I'm fried, and hopefully you are too, let's get into what you came here for. So, before we get into the tier list, there is important context. I am not doing every character. I'm I'm sorry, but this video would literally be like 2 hours long if I did. So I polled my friends on Instagram, so I got their favorites, I put some of my faves, I put ones that I know that like everyone likes or kind of like weird or controversial, not like controversial, but you know, weird ones. I tried to include but I hope I have a good mix of cutesy, common, and uncommon, maybe like uggos. You know, we gotta have a good mix. We can't have everyone at the top of the tier list, so there has to be some variety. I hope this encourages good discourse in the comments of what your tier list would be. Maybe if I get enough good engagement or good suggestions, I will do a second part of this tier list. Why not? Hopefully your faves that are here can hang. Hopefully you can hang. Let's get into it. All right. So I ordered it more so in terms of like NPCs at the start and then villagers in the later half. So yeah. Also, yeah, we might be here for a while, so feel free to put this on in the background while you're doing chores or whatever else. Hopefully this gives you a little giggle. Starting off, we have everyone's favorite landlord, Tom Nook. I almost want to say, just by the nature of his occupation, he cannot hang. But he does kind of give smoker energy, you know? Whether or not he would be a fun person to smoke around, I think that's debatable. I guess it depends on if you owe him money or not. So, let's say he holds the J too long. Timmy and Tommy can't hang. They're little babies, and they would fucking die if they had a hit. So, okay, Mother, Queen, Diva, Isabel. I think she hotboxes you. Oh. Yeah, Isabel hotboxes you. She gives very, like, girl blunt energy. You know, she doesn't just smoke weed. There's mugwort. She doesn't put just weed in her stuff, you know? There's lavender, there's rose petals. Is someone who is always down to smoke. I think when you're having a party, she either has the papers or she has weed with her. Sable, on the other hand, I think she's context dependent. So I feel she's a puff pass. I think she might be kind of like hard to warm up to the idea of like smoking with new people or like smoking in a group. But I think when she hangs, she can hang, you know? Yeah, oh, her and her sisters all like passing around the J and doing their little sewing work together. So cute. Okay, so I think same for Mabel. While I think she has a more outgoing personality, so that might lead you to believe she might do too much, I feel that maybe because her sisters are like more responsible and wouldn't do too much either, she doesn't as well by proxy, you know? Back to it. I don't know if I finished what I was saying, but I was kind of going through it just then, so we're gonna keep it going. Okay, Gulliver, he can't hang. You know, he's out on, you know, the deck of the ship, smoking out of a little pipe, of course. During a storm, of course. Yeah, he might be in a raincoat, doing his best. Maybe even in weighted boots. Do they do that? Well, that might be dangerous, because then you get thrown overboard and then... Okay, anyways. He's on the deck. A storm is raging. Pipe in hand, you know? And then, yeah, that's where shit gets bad. And the next thing you know, he's washed up on your island. And then you're like, what the fuck? So, no. Sailors already drink too much, you know? They're already, like, the alcoholic stereotype, like, association with sailors. So, we don't need him to be crossed, too. That is just... This is a children's game, after all. So, Harriet, though... I think she hotboxes you. I don't know what it is about like a stylist character. If you saw my last video, I kind of had like a similar viewpoint in that game. But yeah, Girly would have like mini J's galore for your session, you know? Sometimes hair appointments can last for like 6 hours, you know? So having like 5 little J's during that would be like, with that diva too. You know, there's probably like reality TV on. You know, she doesn't give me like current day reality TV. I guess mainly because whenever I think of her, I think of like Wild World and like that era, like early 2000s era. So I think of like Bravo. Imagine watching like a Real Housewives episode with her. Or like Watch What Happens Live. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Brewster, I think Brewster is a puff pass. He would have, okay. If he was a person, he would be like the millennial to have a weed cafe in Washington State. Okay, next. Cap'n, I think hotboxes you, but I think he's that type of hotbox where it's like not a good one. Like you're in it, but then he starts singing. You know I have an aversion. I have had one too many experiences of being couch locked during a hotbox like smoke sesh with people and someone starts to perform. So I just have an aversion to characters who give that energy and like are vocalists. As a former theater kid, that like kind of almost hurts to say, but I hate to say it. Something about public singing is just a little, you know, especially when you're all smoking together, especially if they're not good. I've relived this experience once on this channel, and I think this might have to be the last time. Okay, holy fuck. Back to more palatable things. I think Rover is a puff pass because, you know, they're giving someone that you don't meet that often. They're like guest character in the session, you know, you don't see them often, but they're a notable appearance when they're there. And they don't smoke too much because their thing is they like to make sure that they retain information about everyone there to make sure that everyone feels included. You know, they're very good about that. When they're seeing someone in the corner who's like not really talking to someone, maybe because they're like newer to the group or like something's going on, they're the person who remembers the shit that they told them. So Rover is really good to have around. We really love a Rover. Rossetti, I don't think can hang. He gives me, like, narc energy. He gives me... And he would, like, try to mansplain it too, I feel. Like, he gives a type who, like, knows too much about weed. And, like, over-explain shit and think that, like, their weed is the best weed. You know what? He probably grows his own. And you know what? It's probably fucking a dud. KK Slider, you know what? We're gonna give it to him. KK Slider is a plug. He does it all. Like, his range is so admirable, and he smokes in, like, such a nonchalant sort of way. I think it's also the eyebrows, too. Luna hotboxes, yo. This diva, crystal, journal, that is her sort of vibe. I feel like she also has, like, a lovely little, like, altar in her house. Oh, she might have, like, a smoking altar, too. And the altars in her house might be, like, color-coded. I'm seeing, like, mesh that's all around her. A little pillow. Hotbox is the... You know? I hope you're seeing the vision, too. Her and Celeste. Yeah. Honestly, like, kind of similar vibes. Take out Cap'n, and this is Dream Blunt Rotation right here in the Animal Crossing universe. I really feel like I need to lower him, but the meme of it all is just too good to not have, so Blathers, though, holds the J too long. I don't want to say he nods off because it sounds like really bad, but you know, he's kind of like narcoleptic. So yeah, don't leave it in his hand for too long, because then he'll burn himself. That's how he'll wake up. Like, people will be like getting into their own stuff because he's like holding it too long, doing whatever. So they'll just like, you know, stop paying attention to him. And then, I don't know how, but he'll start to doze off somehow. And then he'll burn the shit out of himself and be like, whoa! And everyone's like, whoa! Maybe not the most enjoyable vibe to be around, I don't think. Plus, he's like such an oldie too, so I think weed, like current weed, gets him like way too high. So, no. Okay, NPC's done. I hope there is a good mix of villagers. I tried to include some that have like personal meaning to me, ones that my friends suggested, as I said, ones that I know are popular, and ones that just give me like devious vibes. Because as you could tell, that's all this ranking is really based off of, so I had to include some that were giving extremely nefarious, you know? Let's get into it. Okay, this little kind of scary fuck anchovy, I don't think he can hang. Something about the bowl cut, the eyes, the beak, the eye, like the sweater, the like super itchy sweater that probably is too tight on him. Yeah. Apple though. I think the apple's rotten right to the core. I think she's a puff pass. I think she likes to hang. I think she enjoys to smoke, but she knows her limits. I think she's a girl that has to get stuff done, doesn't want to become deflated couch girl.
This is the way it's been since she started smoking pot.
So, she's one and done, you know? I think Axel, I think he hotboxes you. Like, look at his little smirk. Like, that is a stoner smirk if I've ever seen one, you know? He's like, who's got? You know? So, I think he would be a little fun time. He gives me, like, he might listen to, like, SoundCloud rap during this sesh, so like that might not be the most fun, but you know, sometimes those SoundCloud rappers they kind of cook a little bit. If the timing's right, he's fun to be with. Okay, Bam. I don't know, I don't think you could hang. Something about the jacket, the red eyes, like it's giving kind of like Silicon Valley tech bro. So I don't know. I don't really like it. B, on the other hand, I think she hotboxes you. Like, look at her little stoner eyes and flush face. You know? She's the type of girl... Oh, she's like the type of girl to have like a picnic smoke sesh. Everyone bring an hors d'oeuvre, bring a snack. She looks like she would either purchase or make her own like pastry box for everyone. So yeah, honestly, I want to sesh with her now. Beardo, you know, I think kind of same vibe as Blathers. I think he can hang more than Blathers can, but like he does give like refined, older sort of vibe. So yeah, I just don't think he wants to smoke too much. And yeah, like he would probably maybe get like too high. But it wouldn't be bad, you know, like I think he would be sweet to take care of. You would like put on a little movie and like tuck him in. And he would be good. Okay, this is my baby boy. Bo hotboxes you. He is such a fucking little sweetheart. Back in the day, I used to have an Animal Crossing Tumblr blog for my New Leaf Island, and he was one of my starting villagers. Hopefully I'll be able to find screenshots. I most definitely will be able to find screenshots. So they will be on screen. So yeah, I have a lot of connection to Bo. I love him a lot. So I unfortunately just have to say, based off of nostalgia, we hotbox together. We go back, you know? Bill, on the other hand, cannot hang. Not because he can't hang smoking. He's the type to always roll up with nothing. Ever. Not even a penny. You can get by for so long, you know, we all go through stuff. Not all of us have access. You know, there's layers to it. But especially if you're a short little greasy hair man, bye. Sweet little blue bear though, I think is a puff pass. I think that weed probably gives them anxiety, so they can't smoke too often. But they get like so giggly. Oh, that's gonna make me cry thinking about. That's like so cute to think about. They're like so sweet to be around because yeah, whenever people get like so giggly, it is just like kind of the most adorable thing ever. Bob though, I think is your plug. Like look at him, the Hawaiian fucking shirt, like his little smirk, like look at him. That is a plug if I've ever seen one. And he has like good weed and he is like really good to you if you're a loyal customer. He's good to your friends. He's always on time. Yeah, Bob is a really good plug. Bob is a rare plug in this economy. Miss Bonbon, I think she holds the J too long. I think she likes to smoke, but I think when she's high, she gets a little cracked. Cause like, look at her little face. Bunny, I think Bunny is a puff pass. Okay, Carmen hotboxes you. Carmen hotboxes you with dabs. So honestly, she's kind of devious. She's kind of crazy, but I love that for her. Oh, Chester? But same thing as Bill, like, he just has that energy of being like, can you smoke me out? Does anyone have weed? Like, that's him. I think Sweet Little Sherv is a puff pass. I think she wants to know her limit. She's a girl who she doesn't like to be high around too many people. So she's selective with who she smokes with. But I think she's really chill vibes. Really sweet, chill. She gives like she'd want to cuddle with you. Chief, I think holds the J too long. Yeah, they just give the gay that does too much. And like, they're trying to be included where they don't need to be. You know, like, knowing our place is good sometimes. So I think for that reason, they would just hold the J too long trying to like talk shit where they don't need to talk shit. Miss Chrissy, I think hotbox is you. You guys do your makeup together, you guys do your nails together, you guys and go out and do shopping together. That is her vibe. Coco, you know, she hotboxes you, but you're the one who has to check up on her. You're like, girl, are you good? And she's like, she does get kind of zombie a little bit. But, you know, she's always down and she's the one who smokes you out. So you don't really complain. You just gotta babysit a little bit. I think Colton is a puff pass. He gives me kind of like health conscious. I don't want to say like vain, but I think he would be the type to not want to smoke too much because he wouldn't want it to like affect his skin or like affect his health, you know. But he does like to smoke because his boyfriend Julian loves to smoke. Side, on the other hand, is your plug. Like, look at him. That fucking side eye and smirk are like, I don't know what that is an indicator of, but it's an indicator of something and it's giving me plug. Deli, I don't think can hang. They give me kinda baby, head empty. They're sweet, 100%. We love them. But I think smoking would freak them out. I think they would really freak out smoking, so. Dom, I feel like is a puff pass. I think that they like to smoke. You know, okay, here's what they give. They give the raver who has had a bad experience smoking, but they'll still do like Molly and ketamine, you know? But they're good enough now to where they'll have like a puff and that's it, you know. Not too much though. Drago, I think is your plug. Like, look at them. They also give like, I don't know, something about the fact that like they look like they're wearing like lip liner, like hot pink lip liner, no base, green eyeshadow. I guess make of that what you will. Francine, I think also hotboxes you, but unlike Chrissy, where her vibe is like go out and do shit sort of high, Francine's is more so like stay in and do shit. She gives like, she is on like the DJ, what is it, like a beat board? She's on one of those digi MIDI pads going crazy with a blunt in one hand, headphones on.
Put your headphones on.
That's her vibe. I think that'd be fun as fuck. I like would love to be around someone like while they're producing a song like that. Like, I don't know, I think that would be so much fun. So I think like smoking and chilling with her and like her making a little single or even like a little demo would be so much fun. Miss Fuchsia, I think also hotboxes yo, but she sort of gives me like bitchy hotbox vibes. So you might not want to smoke with her like all the time, and you might have to like watch what you say around her, you know? But I think when the vibes are good and she's not pissed at you, it's fun. I think Gigi holds the J too long. Gigi kind of gives me like old drag queen vibes who is like kind of like like they just don't perform at the capacity that they used to. They sort of feel like a lot of competition from new queens and are like very judgmental because of that. So like whenever you're smoking with them, they very much reminisce on their old days and talk about their prime and stuff like that, and are kind of like bitter and jaded a little bit. That's the vibe I get from her. Graham can't hang. I'm sorry, but he looks like an incel. Gruff, on the other hand, I think is your plug. Like, look at him. The, like, under eye mascara, the gold chain, the leather jacket, like, come on. And you know what? I think he sells something else. I think Hazel cannot hang. She's the sort of girl who, I don't know. Maybe I'm being judgmental because of the unibrow and like something about that is throwing me off. But she just gives the type to like not shut the fuck up. Jambette? I think Jambette is a puff pass. I think Jambette prefers liquor. She gives me like party girl, like Jersey energy, alcohol vibes. Not stoner vibes, you know? Like that strapless dress, like come on, that is so like early 2000s, like fucking indie sleaze, like come on. Judy, on the other hand, I think hotboxes you. Judy hotboxes you and you guys watch anime together and you do like Deco Den phone cases. Yeah, hanging out with her as like 12-year-old me would really heal me. So yeah, need to channel that vibe a little more. Okay, same thing with Julian. He hotboxes you. And he is the type who I feel like, as I said before, like some people in the sesh might be like physically needy, whatever else. I think he'll be the one to like provide physical comfort to people. Like I think, yeah, it would be so nice to just like lean on him when you're watching a show. Yeah, I think he'd be very physically comforting and really sweet to be around during a sesh. Little Ketchup, I think they hold the J too long. Yeah, they hold the J too long in pursuit of trying to find the restaurant that you guys are wanting to eat at because they have the munchies. I think Kid Kat, sorry, I'm like, does he give more plug or does he hotbox you? You know, I think he hotboxes you. Lyman, though, he can't hang. You know, I don't know. Something about some of these villagers just give, like, you never have your own shit, but you're always asking for it. Like, look at that little smile. He's like, who's got weed? Anyone bring a joint? Edibles? Like, shut up, you know? Like, come on, be for real. Marina, though, I think is a puff pass. Something about her gives me, like, slightly anxious vibes. So I don't think she'd want to smoke too much. But she does love a little pen rip and, like, watching a Lifetime movie, maybe. Meringue, on the other hand, I think hotboxes you while she prepares, like, an elaborate spread of baked goods for you guys to have at her home tea party. Mira, I think is a plug. I don't know. It's always like something about the eyes and a little smirk that do it for me. But yeah, she gives plug and she like also kind of looks like she's in like a superhero costume. So maybe she like dresses up as a superhero or like some sort of alter ego and goes by a different name during her plug business hours. Ingenuity, I'm here for it, and that's what Mira's doing for the Animal Crossing community. I think Muffy, I think she holds the J too long. I don't feel like elaborating more, sorry. Nibbles, I think is a puff pass. Cause something about the little face gives like yapper energy. So yeah, you don't want them smoking too much. Octavian, I don't think can hang. I think, like, look at his little pissed off face. Like, I think he is the type to always want to say shit about your weed. Where did you get this? Or, like, depending upon the context of the situation, like, we should not be doing this here right now. Like that, like, look at that face. Like, that is so what that gives. Like, come on. No. Don't kill the vibe. Don't kill the vibe. And he would. Pee-wee, on the other hand, I think is a puff pass. He might look like a big, like, smoke a lot type of guy, but I think he's the type who's, like, down for the count after a couple hits. Pietro, on the other hand, yeah. Come on, like, how can he not be? Be so for real. I think Prince probably holds the J too long. Oh, you know what? He holds the J too long because, like, the orange stuff around his mouth is the Cheeto dust from all the Cheetos he's eating. That's why his goddamn mouth is so orange. Right, Rumple? I know. I think Punchy hotboxes you. Like, look at his little face. He's the type, and you come over, and he already has the bowl packed. Like, it's freshly clean. Yeah, he's a really good time. I think Quilson cannot hang. Quilson also kind of gives me, like, grease ball energy, and I don't know, something about the blonde hair too just doesn't sit right with me. Everyone's favorite cat, Raymond, I think is a puff pass. He gives me, like, very, like, okay, yeah. He's like a PhD student who used to party in his undergrad and did, like, really bad, but he's turning it around because he now wants to do, like, neuroscience or, like, something like that, you know? So he only smokes a little bit because he can't let himself get back into his crazy party ways. Okay, a lot of these are villagers from New Horizons. I don't know if this girlie is in New Horizons or not, but she's fucking cute, so I included her. Rilla, this sweet little Sanrio Hello Kitty diva, I think hotboxes you. She hotboxes you while you guys watch the new My Melody and Kuromi Netflix show. She's the type of girl I want to hang with. Rolled, I think is a puff pass. Cause, like, look at him. He's giving, like, a little cracked already, you know? He might have had a concussion or two as a kid. But the one-liners that he comes up with are crazy. He'll be super quiet and then he'll say the most, like, zinger shit that everyone will be quoting for the rest of the night. Okay, my girl Rosie, this is another villager I have a lot of, like, sentimental attachment to. My bestie actually did a tattoo for me of Rosie. I'm gonna put her stuff on screen right now. So yeah, needless to say, I love this girly. Yeah, I think Rosie also hotboxes you. Okay. I think Sasha is a plug. And she, like, packages her shit, like, so cute and like so much detail and so much thought, but she's the most unassuming plug ever. Cause like, look at her. She's like, oh, me? Like, no, but you know, like that is her vibe. I feel like she's also like really good with customer loyalty, like gives discounts to the dolls, you know, like period. I think she holds the J too long. She is such a sweetie, but I think she gets like really anxious in group settings just as is. So I think like smoking kind of exacerbates that. So yeah, she might have to like not be with the group for a lot of the night. But she's a sweetheart and we love her no matter what. I think Sky hotboxes you. Like, look at that face. I don't know, that just like is the look of a girl who's fried all the time. You know, same thing with Snake. I think he also hotboxes you, and I think he is also high all the time. Like, look at his little blissful smile, and yeah, like him wearing his cosplay in public, he's like, I don't give a fuck, because I'm fried. I think Stitches, I don't think he can hang. I don't think we would be good for him. I don't know. He gives me just like too pure, too sweet. Like no, he doesn't need to smoke. Smoking isn't for everyone and it's not for him. Teddy, on the other hand, I think hotboxes you. Tia, I think is a puff pass. I think her and Meringue, you guys like always hang out together, but Tia kind of gives a little bit more like neurotic perhaps, so she doesn't want to be as high because she wants to be more in control, like make sure things run smoothly. Meringue more so gives that she's like go with the flow, chill. But Tia, she's like, I want to make sure that this evening progresses no matter what. And I don't blame her. We gotta make sure shit gets done somehow, you know. Okay, final villager. Final villager for no particular reason, I don't know. He just happened to be the last one. Okay, final villager, Toby. I think Toby... Like, something about him gives me, like, movie attendant. Okay, yeah. I don't know what it is about him, but he gives me, like, old school movie attendant vibes for some reason, like a ticket boy or something. So I don't know, I guess whenever I think about movie workers, I feel like they're stoners. Like, he drops a little nug or two in your popcorn on your way into the theater. I think that's Toby's vibe. You know what? He actually puts in edibles, so then you guys are all high during the movie. That's what he does. That's what Toby does. Okay. This is the final tier list. Again, I'm sorry if I missed any characters that are your favorite. I really encourage you guys to comment on what your tier list would be. As I said, if there's enough interest, I would be willing to do a part 2 if you let me know who you'd want to see. If you made it this far in the video, include in your comment Belle. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and yeah, I really love the Animal Crossing franchise and love to yap about these cute little characters. So yeah, this was a lot of fun, and imagining these scenarios in my head was so silly. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a good day, night, week whenever you're watching this, and I see you in the next one. Bye!